Alright, so first thing you might notice is the audio on this video is going to be a little weird. I'm actually recording this straight from Filmora. Gonna try to learn how to do audio stuff, kind of make the videos a little crisper. But, I know this is going to be weird. I, as a Superman fan, just read All-Star Superman. I know. I have thoughts. Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you're having a safe and awesome week. As I said at the top, I am recording this from Filmora, so if I look weird or I'm looking down like this, pay no mind to it. I'm trying to use the setup that I have in my room for my work, because I really need to start learning how to fix audio. I got this microphone in here, just trying to learn how to do audio stuff. What better way to try to learn than before I put a video out for you folks? Anyway, let me just jump right into this. This isn't going to be that long of a video or review for me. I know that's crazy, but let me get it right out of the way. All-Star Superman. I liked it. I don't think that it's the best Superman story that I've personally ever read. I think Kingdom Come and Superman Unchained are kind of above this one. Now, that's not to say that I thought this book was bad by any means. If I had some small nitpicks, it'd be that the stories, while they connect, it's kind of a weird, I don't want to say jarring, but it doesn't flow as smooth as I think the book should, from story to story. The other thing I have is a very, very subjective thing as well, and that's the art. I don't think that I dig Frank Quitely's art as much as other people do. Again, that's not a knock on this person as an artist. It's just there are certain things, certain panels in this book that I really didn't like. There's one panel in particular where it's like the whole panel is a face with lips in the middle. It's just, I'll see if I can find a picture, pop it up, and show you what I mean. It looks weird. I'm not the biggest fan of how. See, I look down. I'm not the biggest fan of how Clark was drawn in some of the scenes. But again, that's subjective. That doesn't take away from the fact that Frank Quitely is a great artist. It's just me personally, I didn't like some of the panels. Grant Morrison, their writing is good. I don't know, I didn't love this book as much as other people do, and I'm glad they do love this book. I really am. But for those who don't know, basic synopsis of this is Lex finally gets one over on Superman and tricks him when he saves these astronauts by basically overexposing his solar battery-like cells in his body to solar energy. And, the old trope of what happens when you give something too much power. It starts to break down. It's going to destroy itself. Well, I think if I took it the way that I read it, it pretty much gave him like a form of cancer, I guess. But it's really just it supercharged his solar cells. So he decides before he dies, before he's gonna go, that he's gonna try to right a lot of wrongs and do as much good as he can before that happens. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. I know right now the book is super hot. I think these, I want to say it's the 12 Trials of Superman. I think these were really good. I've always seen this particular panel of Superman going to save a girl who's about to jump off a roof, right? That literally is only one page. I thought there was more to it, but there's not. There's just that one page. But it does showcase how good Superman is. I am a little perturbed, I guess, on why James Gunn is using this as his. Like, if he's only looking for the good in Superman, I think there's some other stories that do that. But maybe he's just a big fan of Grant Morrison's work. I guess that's why he just wanted to call attention to this particular book. But this is a book where Superman dies. So, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just because he's a super fan of this book, which is fine. That's cool. I mean, it does showcase how good Superman is. There's a lot of cool stories in it. I don't regret buying this book whatsoever. Do not get me wrong. I don't regret it whatsoever. I still think it's a good book. I guess, and I don't want to sound like one of those folks that this was kind of blah because everybody else loves it. No, that's not true. It's just different strokes for different folks. I'm not going to bash this book. Like I said, I don't regret buying it at all, and I'll probably read it again. I don't know. It just wasn't like the best Superman story, and that's fine. That's cool. And if you're out there and you love this book, awesome. I'm glad you have a Superman book that you love a lot. But again, I'm thinking maybe it's just because this book does show the goodness of Superman, and that's why James Gunn picked it. But anyway, like I said, this is I know I waited a long time to do this review. It's not even very long, but I didn't want to waste anybody's time. I didn't want to go through like page by page. There's plenty of other like actual good reviewers. I'm not the best one. I just come out here and say I like the pretty art. I like the pretty colors. Hey, the dialogue was cool. Hey, not that bad. That's kind of how I review stuff. I'm not the greatest reviewer, but this was something that I read. This is something that I told people I wanted to talk about. There's some stories in there that are really good. I do remember, and this is probably one of the very few times I'll say this. We do own also Superman, the DCAU movie. I actually like that a little bit more than the book. Like the book goes very, it's a book, so it goes a lot more in depth with things. But I don't know. I guess I just enjoyed. This is one of the things that I enjoyed watching it more than reading it. While I still enjoyed it, I have to stress that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm hating on this book. Because I'm definitely not. I just don't think it was the greatest thing ever, like some other folks do. Everybody is entitled to that opinion. That's cool. If you think I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong, and I'm not going to change your mind. I'm not here to change your mind. If you love something, you love something. That's cool. But for me personally, like I'll read it again. Like I'm not saying that one and done. But I saw it. I was like, you know what? I've never read that one. There's a couple of Superman books, and I know it's weird to say. To some people, they're like, oh, you're that big of a Superman fan, you haven't read this, and you haven't read this. Look, I'm a Superman fan through and through. That doesn't mean I've read everything, and most of the time, it's a budgetary thing. Sometimes it's just, hey, I just haven't heard of something. But I do love Superman, and I did really like this book. But just, I don't know. It was one of those things where a lot of people hyped it up, and while it was good, it didn't meet the hype quota to me, I guess. But if you love this book, again, like I said, awesome. I'm not bashing you at all. Now this book and the announcement of James Gunn kind of using it, I guess it's reference or like because it can't be adapted. It can't be. Because again, spoilers: Superman dies. It does give me a good question for a kind of like a question of the week video that we used to do back in the day. And I'll probably ask that later. But anyway, have you read All Star Superman? What did you think of it? Let me know down below in the comments. I really want somebody who loves this book to come in and tell me exactly why they love this book. Like I said, I get the fact that this book shows how just wholesome and good that Superman is, and that's what Superman should be to a lot of people, is a beacon of hope and just kindness, and it's an alien that's a better human than most humans, and always does the right thing, always tries to do his best, tries to save everyone he can, tries to have plans in place just in case he can't do something. He's solely good. That's what it is. But anyway, yeah, let me know down below in the comments. Have you read this? Are you planning on reading this to get ready for what James Gunn might be doing with the story? Just let me know. And as always, thank you for sticking around for this rambling. Hopefully I didn't waste way too much time. I know, like I said, reviews really aren't my thing. That's more Sean's bread and butter, but I just really wanted to talk about this book a little bit. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will catch you in the next video. Later, tots.